你好
Hi.
你好
Bonjour.
真假
Goeiemorgen.
Jess.
Benvenuti.
konnichiwa
안녕하세요. See you.
We are multicultural, and that is a combination of cultures, nations, religions mixed together into our modern society.
The relationship between language and culture is deeply rooted. It is crucial to the way a person expresses themselves and identifies their culture, and is often used to maintain and convey culture and cultural ties.
We benefit from learning those languages because when we go over, it's easier for us to just blend in and understand what's going on in that country and not get lost. And also in terms of careers, I think knowing a few languages helps quite a bit, especially if you're working in a business environment and you might be dealing with potential business partners from all around the world.
So it's skills like empathy, cultural competence, sensitivity. All of those skills are knock-on effects of learning a language, and I think that's very important.
There's that reason. There are very well-founded and scientifically researched rationale around cognitive development. So we know that students, or we as language learners, we are lifelong learners, and that we learn better when we have learnt languages. So cognitively we are much sharper.
Having it being passed down from centuries as the legacy, this medium of social interact is universal. Therefore, it is vitally important that the purity of it kept within each framework of heritage. It is often the dominant language in multicultural societies that represents a country and generally becomes a way of interaction with minority cultures. The heritage intact of these minority culture, however, are kept and conversed with one another through their own language.
Look, language is just intrinsic to culture. It plays such an important social function. Within language we understand one another's cultural values and beliefs. Through language we can determine the psyche of a culture. We understand through humour, through sentence structures, choices of words and the way they come together. Just in knowing the German language I can see, for example, how organised they are as a culture. It comes through the very logical structures of their language. So I do believe that the two are intrinsically interlinked.
Food is an essential and important part of culture. Traditional cuisine is passed down from one generation to the next, operating as an expression of cultural identity. Immigrants and people who are foreign-born bring their food of their countries with them wherever they go, and cooking traditional food and cuisine has become a way of preserving their culture when they move to a new environment.
Let's say like restaurant-wise, very authentic. So actually, not like something you're copying about something, but you have to be very authentic. So the people from that country will say, "Oh, this is actually like as good as what you can probably have in Japan." I think another way to go is that you probably have to be like fusion, really modern and quite different. So instead of just doing something like, let's say if I cook something that we cook in Japan, like something really homemade, traditional, I think it's going to be good.
Personally, I think that food cuisine is representing to different nation cultures. So I would say it's funny that you will see all different cuisines in Chinese food, Malaysian Chinese, Malay food, wherever. It's actually crossover. We are sharing the ingredients.
As said by Professor Barbara Santich from University of Adelaide, Australian food culture is a term that encompasses not only what we eat and why, but also how we eat and cook, our beliefs and values concerning food, cooking and eating practices.
Many influences that go to make up what people eat. I mean, what people eat is shaped first by what is around them, and what is around us is an array of foods that represent a wide variety of cultures.
again, it's about inclusivity. It's not about getting as many people as we possibly can just to fill enrolment numbers. That's absolutely not what we're about. What we're about is actually having a diverse community. And actually in Adelaide it is reasonably diverse. I worked in Launceston in Tasmania for 5 years, and it is a very Caucasian environment, very blonde, blue-eye environment. And when I came back to Adelaide, I really loved the fact that we had lots of different nationalities, lots of different surnames, lots of different food, but also more importantly, people who actually got along in a community together who had different cultural backgrounds. So our objective is to have a really diverse community that represents our society. It's part of our strategic plan to increase the diversity of our school community. And when I say increase the diversity, I mean diversity in all its forms, not just in cultural form. But for us, it's about having particular recruitment strategies for enrolment so that we are identifying areas where we could expand. The other aspect too is the cultural diversity of our staff. Our staff actually aren't very culturally diverse, and we would like to improve that. So we always look at opportunities to address that diversity matter. Same with diversity around the board table as well. We have a school board. It's really important that we have people from diverse backgrounds who sit around that table.
It will absolutely bring to mind what if we go off what I just spoke about, right? If we get involved with the communities, with the foods, with the schooling exchange program, that word will soon get out that the City of Adelaide, is open to multiculturalism, which means that we're open to different religions, that we're not hypocritical or not judgmental on seeing different cultures in our city with the way they dress or the way they behave, as long as it's safe. And
South Australia is a very small state. We can't keep producing food or wines or other products and services just to serve 1.7 million people in South Australia. In order for South Australia to grow, we need to export. International relations allowed us to sell our products and services to the world. The more products and services we sell, the more money we make. That generate jobs, new jobs and opportunities for South Australia. So international relations is very important.
Adelaide is a vibrant and multicultural city and has an internationally recognised reputation for a thriving culture and creative sector. Culture is in the intrinsic nature of our city. It is what we value and celebrate and what makes us unique.